After the company team building event, I broke up with Carter. He asked for a reason, and I said, "Because during the game just now, you splashed a cup of water in my face." "Just because of that?" He laughed in disbelief. "It's just a game. Big deal. I'll let you splash me back, okay?" We had been together for 7 years, each other's first love. Carter was convinced I was just speaking out of anger, a sore loser throwing a tantrum. But this time, I really meant it, just because of that. When Carter splashed that cup of water on me, I was completely stunned. It started because we were late to the team building event. The prize games had just reached a fever pitch. Our respective business groups were battling for first place. Just like that, Carter and I were pushed forward to represent our groups in the deciding round. Unlike Carter, who was well-versed in various party games, I had never played Look This Way. My head instinctively turned in the direction his hand pointed. The next second, like a hard slap to the face, water instantly filled my eyes, nose, and mouth. Coughing, I opened my eyes. I saw Carter chatting and laughing as he distributed the first prize Bluetooth headphones to his team members. When it was Melanie's turn, he didn't forget to remind her, "Don't use those leaky wired headphones of yours to listen to music anymore. It's bad for your ears." A blush spread across the young girl's cheeks as she softly replied, "I know. Thank you, Senior Carter." A female colleague next to me noticed my pale lips and asked with concern, "Harper, are you feeling unwell?" Today was the first day of my period. The ibuprofen should still be working, yet my stomach was throbbing with dull pain. The tissue Carter had carelessly shoved at me was soaked through long ago, bunched in my palm, wet and sticky. An inexplicable irritability rose in my heart. This irritability peaked when I returned to the apartment to remove my makeup and discovered the false eyelashes on my left eye had long since come unglued and vanished. In the living room, Carter was slightly tipsy. Leaning against the sofa, chatting with someone unknown, a faint smile playing on his lips, I walked up to him and said calmly, "Carter, let's break up." Hearing my words, Carter didn't even lift his eyes. "Everything's fine. Why talk about breaking up?" He looked down, suddenly realizing, "Oh, my bad, I didn't change my shoes." Saying this, he kicked off his shoes and tossed them toward the entryway. "Is that better?" I repeated. I said, "Let's break up." Only then did he put down his phone, his tone impatient. "My ancestor, how did I upset you again? You say break up, there should be a reason, right?" "Because during the game just now, you splashed a cup of water in my face." "Just because of that?" He laughed. "What's there to be unhappy about? It's just a game, everyone for their own team. Wasn't I just trying to win benefits for my team members?" Saying this, he made to take my hand, coaxing, Okay, I'm sorry, baby. I'm really tired today. Let's not fight over such a small thing, okay?" Seeing me dodge, Carter finally lost his patience. "Harper Lewis, did you eat gunpowder today? Is this never going to end?" "So what do you want?" "If you're a sore loser, big deal. I'll let you splash me back, okay?" With that, he slammed the bedroom door without looking back. As I dragged my suitcase past, I heard him voice chatting with friends inside. "Not playing games tonight. Girlfriend is making a fuss about breaking up. Annoying." Changing shoes in the entryway. "Who knows? Started acting up for no reason." Before closing the door. "You think I didn't try to coax her? Coaxing is useless. Might as well leave her alone for a few days and she'll be fine." As the elevator descended, my heart sank bit by bit, further and further down. Carter was convinced I was speaking out of anger, convinced I was just a sore loser throwing a tantrum. But this time, I really meant it, just because of that. Together for 7 years, Carter and I were each other's first loves. I studied journalism in college. He studied computer science. Like all campus couples, we met and fell in love during club activities. I felt for him, coming from a small county town to the capital, working summer jobs to earn tuition. After getting together, we didn't watch a single movie, didn't travel, and rarely ate out. The year of graduation, wearing his bachelor's gown, he kissed me hard. "Baby, when I work and make money, I'll buy you a Cartier bracelet." When he got his first paycheck, he took a half day off, thoroughly cleaned our rental apartment, and cooked a big table of my favorite dishes. When he got his first promotion and raise, we squeezed onto a 1.2-meter single bed, hugging and imagining the future. He said, "Baby, I'll work hard for 2 more years, save enough for a down payment, and we'll get married." Although Carter was a thorough STEM straight man, no taste, didn't understand romance, but I could always feel his clumsy yet sincere love through his actions. But ever since Melanie started interning under him, everything changed. I jumped ship to Carter's internet company in my 3rd year of work. That same year, his team was shorthanded and recruited an intern. The intern was Melanie, a junior from Carter's college by a few years. On her first day, she used Carter's meal card and ate lunch with him in the company cafeteria. This was the first time I saw Carter chewing slowly. Back in school, Carter always ate fast. For so many years, to save precious lunch break time, he had never waited for me so patiently. Seeing this scene, a subtle discomfort arose in my heart. Regarding this, Carter explained, "Melanie is a young girl, alone in the capital, striving for a career. It's not easy. We're from the same hometown and she's new to the company. I should at least take care of her a bit." After this, his care for Melanie was like an infectious disease, quietly lurking in my life. Unfortunately, I was in a career ascent then, dizzyingly busy every day. So I didn't notice the missing umbrella at home, or the pop songs I'd never heard before appearing in the car music player. Until after the quarterly summary, a colleague asked me to see a movie, and I found the movie vouchers on the shoe rack were gone. The vouchers were company welfare. Every full-time employee got them. I thought Carter had put them away for me. When I asked him, he kissed my neck while saying nonchalantly, "I saw you were busy recently and the vouchers expire at the end of the month, so I gave them to Melanie." I remembered then. Before I went to the company for overtime last weekend, Carter mentioned he was going to the movies with a few colleagues. I just didn't know Melanie was among them. That discomfort surged through my throat with lightning speed. I pushed him away, blurting out, "Carter, what right do you have to give my things away? Is Melanie so poor she can't even afford a movie ticket? Needs you to gift it?" Under my repeated questioning, Carter got annoyed too. "Harper Lewis, it's just a movie voucher. Aren't you being too petty? Or are you suspecting something between me and Melanie?" He quickly pulled up his chat history with Melanie. Look for yourself. See if there's anything you suspect." Carter and Melanie's daily chat could be considered clean, mostly files and work reports, and the daily unchangeable Q&A. Lunch? Okay. Seeing Carter so frank, I couldn't help but fall into self-doubt. Maybe the work pressure recently really made me too sensitive. Carter was just helping Melanie out of hometown camaraderie. He just treated her as a girl next door. This infectious disease completely broke out a month ago. Carter had promised to take me to the neighboring city for his college roommate's wedding. I looked forward to this trip immensely, even planning the 2-day, 1-night weekend itinerary long in advance. At the last minute, he suddenly told me there weren't enough seats at the banquet. Besides, our table is all men. It's not convenient to bring you. Seeing my visible disappointment, he coaxed, "All right, baby. There will be plenty of chances to go out later. Wait for me to bring you local specialties." However, I waited until late at night, and Carter didn't return. Messages sent hours ago remained unanswered. Worried something happened to him. I called, but Melanie answered. Carter came back early the next morning. Inconvenient to bring me, but convenient to bring Melanie. Saying this, I hadn't slept all night, my chest aching with stifling pain. Carter's face showed the puffiness of a hangover. He pinched the bridge of his nose. "Harper Lewis, can you read fewer melodramatic novels?" "Melanie just came over yesterday to sign urgent documents for me. She traveled all that way. I couldn't just send the girl back after signing, right?" Besides, that table full of people were all her seniors. Keeping her for the meal was just giving her a chance to expand her network. Later I got drunk, she sent me back to the hotel and took the last high-speed train back. If you don't believe me, I'll have her send you her train records, all right? Carter's story was seamless, So reasonable, it was irrefutable. If I hadn't asked Melanie a question last night, was the table Carter sat at all men? No, there were also 2 or 3 senior sisters. I held back the stinging in my nose. Carter, you knew how much I looked forward to this trip. Why did you lie to me? He froze for a moment, then said awkwardly, Baby, I didn't mean to. It's just, sigh, it's peak travel season. The hotel we booked was too expensive. Then why didn't you think it was expensive before? It wasn't our first time traveling nearby, nor the first time booking that chain hotel during peak season. Carter's excuse didn't hold water at all. Perhaps eager to prove his innocence, he blurted out, Wasn't it because your period came early? After speaking, both he and I were stunned. From that day on, I had insomnia for a whole month, tossing and turning, thinking about one question. In these 7 years together, did Carter ever cherish me? I think that splash of water was the best answer. Last month, our group had a promotion quota to transfer to the company headquarters in the same city. The team leader recommended me. At the time, I didn't agree immediately, because I didn't want to be separated from Carter by several districts, dozens of kilometers, only meeting briefly on weekends, no different from a long-distance relationship. Fortunately, now I have absolutely no such concerns. After submitting the transfer application, I took annual leave and temporarily stayed at my best friend and college roommate Scarlett's house. Scarlett's parents lived abroad long-term. She lived alone in a huge, empty flat and was worried about having no company. Learning I broke up with Carter, she suddenly perked up. Isn't this a coincidence, Harp? I didn't get it. What coincidence? She smiled mysteriously. You'll know when the time comes. I slept like the dead for a day and a night. I thought cutting off a 7-year relationship would be difficult. Who knew waking up the next morning, opening the window, the breeze mixed with the scent of acacia flowers gently caressed my cheeks and temples, as if smoothing out my wrinkled heart along with it. Perhaps my love for Carter had long been consumed in repeated disappointments. The remaining regret and reluctance were just habits acting up. On the 3rd day after the breakup, the team leader suddenly notified me to come to the company. How could the approval not pass? The team leader analyzed patiently for me. Harper, don't worry yet. Your promotion decision passed the company assessment long ago. The problem is likely with the transfer. Think, did you miss any unfinished projects? I came to the company early in the morning, didn't drink a drop of water for 10 hours, checking hundreds of work documents I was responsible for one by one. Finally found a document from half a year ago, missing data indicators, causing its associated project status to change to unfinished. And the last editor of this document was Melanie. Near the end of the workday, I rushed to her station to recover the data. Just in time to see someone in their group treating everyone to dinner, a group of people waiting for the elevator downstairs. Seeing me relentlessly holding on to Melanie, Carter grabbed my wrist, forcibly pulling me into the stairwell. Harper Lewis, done finding trouble with me, now starting with Melanie, is it? What matter has to be said at mealtime can't wait until tomorrow? The team leader specifically reminded me to solve this as soon as possible, to avoid leaving a bad impression of carelessness on future colleagues and leaders before even reporting for duty. Enduring stomach pain and acid reflux, I tried to keep my tone flat. Carter, I'm just doing business impartially. The data Melanie lost is clearly written in the document's edit history. If she doesn't recover it tonight, and I report the truth tomorrow, I guess she wouldn't want to see the consequences either. He laughed. I wondered what it was. Anyway, it's a project you're responsible for. Even if there's a problem, it's no big deal for you. Just be flexible. At least let the girl go eat first. I gave no room for negotiation. No, right now must be solved. His face darkened. Harper Lewis, you just can't stand Melanie, must make her lose her job over a small mistake. Didn't you come from being a rookie? Would it kill you to be more tolerant of newcomers? Tolerant of newcomers. Then who will tolerate me? I couldn't be bothered to talk nonsense with Carter anymore. Seems you've made a choice for Melanie. he threatened viciously. Anyway, I took your project for her to run the database for practice. Since there's a problem, why don't you just report me too? I nodded. Sure. When I finish writing the responsibility document, trouble you to sign it. He got anxious. Harper Lewis, is this how you treat your boyfriend? I laughed. Boyfriend? Did you forget something? We broke up. The strength gripping my wrist vanished for a moment. You're serious? I took the chance to throw him off and turned to leave. Fortunately, I had kept a local backup of this data. Although incomplete, combined with what Melanie spent hours recovering, it barely filled the missing parts of the document. The matter was finally resolved. After finishing a week of annual leave, I came to the company to organize the rest of the handover materials. Sister Yun brought a few close female colleagues from the group around. Harper, so reluctant to see you go. Even transferring to headquarters, we must gather often. Sai, let's not talk about sad topics. Let's go, the welcome party is starting. Turns out, while I was away, the department got a new head. It's said this Gavin was poached by the company with a high salary from a foreign internet giant. Excellent resume, superior looks. On his first day, everyone crowded the worst stall in the cafeteria just to see him up close. Making me curious, too. Who knew as soon as I entered the auditorium, I recognized the man in the suit on stage. Gavin was actually Caleb, Scarlett's genius scholar brother. I thought Caleb had forgotten me long ago. After all, we had only met a few times briefly. Unexpectedly, after the welcome party, he called me from afar. Harper, why not say hello when we meet? In the coffee shop downstairs. Heard from Scarlett you broke up with your little boyfriend? Caleb seemed to be in a good mood. One would think he was eating some dessert cake, not just sipping a bitterly strong, hand-dripped black coffee. I suddenly remembered my senior year. Caleb was invited back to school as an outstanding alumnus to give a graduation speech. While Carter and I argued from the beginning of the speech to the end below the stage, Harper Lewis, what's wrong with me wanting to rent a place closer to the company? Do you know how big a sacrifice I made for you to stay local? That company in Hangzhou offered me $50,000 more in signing bonus. Are you so selfish you can't sacrifice a little for me? It's just getting up an hour earlier to commute. Eventually, I gave in. Carter contentedly went to play ball with his bros, while I missed the sale time for the school graduation commemorative coin. An inexplicable grievance surged. I sat alone in the small auditorium crying. At that time, Caleb happened to pass by. Hearing I was crying so sadly because I didn't buy the coin, he gave me the custom one the school gave him. Snot and tears running, I lamented, "Brother Caleb, you're so good. Being your girlfriend must be very happy." He laughed. "Then you should hurry up." "Huh? Hurry up what?" "Hurry up and replace that boyfriend of yours." Caleb's words came true years later. I looked down, stirring the heart latte art on the surface of the hot latte. "Yeah, just broke up." "I said long ago, he doesn't suit you." Caleb looked meaningfully outside the shop. Following his gaze, I also saw Carter, holding milk tea, staring at us deathly. I saw him slowly take out his phone. The next second, my phone rang. Through the receiver, Carter's voice was terribly gloomy. "Harper Lewis, tell me the truth. Did you cheat behind my back?" Carter questioned me all the way. "He's that Gavin, right?" "Don't think I didn't see clearly. He's the department head just parachuted in." Seeing I didn't deny it, he sneered. "Heh," I said, "how did you suddenly transfer and get promoted and made up such a ridiculous breakup reason? Turns out you hooked up with your future boss long ago." I stopped abruptly. "Carter, have you made enough noise?" We had walked hundreds of meters away from the company. Carter no longer cared about people watching, questioning loudly. "Harper Lewis, was I not good enough to you these 7 years? Don't you feel ashamed cheating behind my back?" Passers-by cast strange glances at me, like needles, pricking my brain with pain. I took a deep breath. "Carter, we broke up. Originally, I had no obligation to explain this to you. Gavin is my friend's brother. We haven't seen each other for many years, so he politely invited me for a chat. Also, I didn't suddenly transfer and promote. I passed the department assessment defense half a year ago. It was just delayed because the quota hadn't been released. He frowned, voice softening a few degrees. How did I not know about this? At that time, Melanie had just come to the company as an intern. Carter complained to me more than once about how busy he was every day, especially having to make time to guide his eager-to-learn little apprentice. The day I passed the defense, I wanted to tell him the good news several times, but was interrupted impatiently by him. Baby, work is tiring enough. We're home. Let's not talk about work anymore. And now, stop joking. When was I ever impatient with you? Carter seemed thoughtful, suddenly realizing and laughing lightly. So you were angry with me because of Melanie since then, right? No wonder you deliberately broke up with me and deliberately hooked up with other men. Isn't that childish? You don't really think this can hurt me, do you? I laughed in anger. Carter, you really perfectly illustrate the saying, a dirty heart sees dirt everywhere. His expression finally became serious. Harper Lewis, I ask you one last time. You really want to break up with me? Yes? Carter stared at me, his dark eyes turning cold bit by bit. Fine, you said it. Don't come crying begging me to get back together then. Getting back together was impossible. The headquarters transfer application was finally approved, and my work handover was proceeding orderly. The only distress was that I couldn't rent a suitable apartment despite searching through all agents. Harp, if the commute wasn't so inconvenient, I'd really want you to live here forever. Scarlett was practically heartbroken for me, even specially calling her busy as a bee brother for help. But how long had Caleb been back? So when the black and white landscape avatar silent in my friends list contacted me proactively, I didn't hold much hope. Z. Scarlett told me the rough situation. What are your rental conditions and price range? Harp in the wind. I want a place within half an hour commute. Old complex is fine, as long as safety is guaranteed. Price-wise, my expectation is around $2,500. Trouble you, brother Caleb. Z. Not trouble. Unexpectedly, a few days later, Caleb asked me to see an apartment after work. The apartment was in the safest urban village in that area. 1 bedroom, 1 living room. Although not big, the interior was decorated very warmly, fully equipped with appliances, clearly carefully managed by the landlord. After checking doors, windows, water, and electricity, one by one, Caleb asked me, "How is it, satisfied?" Satisfied, extremely satisfied. This apartment was not only within my budget, but also a 10-minute walk to the new work area. Simply a dream for corporate slaves. I was touched beyond measure, almost bowing to Caleb on the spot. Brother Caleb, you really did me a huge favor. Treat you to dinner another day? Since you said it's a huge favor. He smiled. Can I make a slightly excessive request? My last day at the branch was Friday, coinciding with a department dinner. Originally intended to decline, but on second thought, I didn't do anything wrong. Why should I delay bonding with my work buddies just to avoid suspicion with Carter? In the private room, Fang Fong and Sister Yun were gossiping. You think Gavin will come? Hard to say. Heard his assistant Xiao Wang say he's not coming to the company this weekend. Imagine how busy he is today. Incredible. Our workaholic boss has times he doesn't work overtime. I timely remembered Caleb's words that day. Harper, can you free up this Saturday for me? Was this request excessive? Didn't seem too excessive, right? Could it be Caleb inviting me to his house was to make me do illegal labor? When I came back to my senses, everyone was basically there. Carter deliberately sat more than half a table away from me. Throughout the meal, acting like an attention seeker, pouring tea and blocking drinks for Melanie. A colleague next to him teased, "What, conflict with little Harper?" He downed a glass of wine, saying lightly, "Broke up." The whole room was in an uproar. Huh? No way. You guys have been together 7 years, can still break up. Yeah, I was waiting for your wedding wine. What happened, bro? He hooked his lips, smiling sarcastically. I wasn't good enough. Her standards got high, looked down on me. Several colleagues from his group whispered, couldn't be because of that matter? What? Forgot? Didn't little Yang see Harper Lewis getting into Gavin's car that day? Even took a photo, can't be wrong. Really? Show me quick. Tsuk tisk, seems cheating is confirmed. Just as I prepared to explain, Fang Fang suddenly slammed the table. I say, someone clearly did wrong themselves. Stop sarcastically throwing the blame, okay? And you guys fantasizing about cheating just from a car ride. Then someone and the intern in your group have cheated 10,000 times. Sister Yun had been holding back too, had to speak out. Exactly. Harper was unwell on her period and you splashed cold water on her face. Keeping such a boyfriend for the new year? Carter sneered. How much better are you two? One drinking and clubbing all night. One liking fresh meat abs photos on social apps all day. I think Harper Lewis was led astray by you two to do those outrageous things. The atmosphere suddenly became tense. Someone acted as a peacemaker, persuading repeatedly, all right. We're all colleagues. Harmony brings wealth. Harmony brings wealth. Just then, the door was pushed open by a waiter. What's so lively? Caleb actually came. The colleagues watching the drama silenced instantly. That person continued to smooth things over. Nothing, everyone. Oh, right, everyone was about to play the wink game. Gavin want to join? Caleb nodded. Sure. Fang Fang whispered the rules to me. Harper, it's everyone at the table counting off in order. Each person can only count once. If people shout a number at the same time, they drink. If no one shouts at the same time, the last person drinks. First round, Carter clashed with Gavin. He toasted towards the main seat readily. I'll down this, you do as you please. Second round, Carter clashed with Gavin again. He quickly refilled his glass. Talk about coincidence. Then third round, fourth round. Once or twice could be coincidence. But every time. Whenever Carter spoke a number, Caleb would definitely call the same number within half a second. Even the most oblivious person sensed the undercurrents beneath this game. No one dared to stop it. After a dozen rounds, Carter's face was flushed, hand holding the cup lifting and falling heavily. Finally, using alcohol courage, he pulled an ugly smile. Gavin, do you have a problem with me? Dead silence. Caleb sipped his wine calmly, looking up at him. What do you think? Carter didn't hesitate, smiling apologetically. If I accidentally offended you somewhere, I apologize. Caleb was direct. The person you should apologize to doesn't seem to be me. Carter's smile froze on his face. As everyone's gossiping gaze focused on me, I quickly explained their misunderstanding of me in a few sentences. But Carter's face got uglier. Really a misunderstanding. His fist clenched and loosened and clenched. Red eyes full of defiance, swaying to Caleb. I ask one more thing. In what capacity are you standing up for Harper Lewis? Do you really have a clear conscience? Enough! Facing Carter right now, I had none of the heartache from the breakup. Only embarrassment. Forcibly dragging Carter out of the room, I slapped him. Sober yet? What drunken madness are you pulling inside? He suddenly took my hand, muttering, I can't figure it out, Harper. I haven't slept these days. Can't figure out why you broke up with me. You blocked me and ignored me. Just now at dinner, you didn't even spare me a glance. Not even jealous of Melanie. The only explanation is you fell for someone else. Tell me the truth. Have you and Gavin already... I interrupted him. Carter, listen clearly. We reached this step having nothing to do with Gavin or Melanie. He was confused. Then where is the problem? I smiled helplessly. You still don't realize. Actually, you don't love me at all. You only care about yourself. He got agitated instantly. Not love you. You actually say I don't love you? If I didn't, would I want to marry you, plan our future with you? Is the love you speak of the kind we make in bed? Or those empty promises you never fulfilled? Or the daily good morning, good afternoon, good night, like clocking in at work? Have you ever really understood my likes, cared about my emotions? I clearly like lattes, but every time we go out, I have to buy 2 different flavors of milk tea at your request. Just because you like it, you want to taste 2 flavors. When you face obstacles at work, I patiently enlighten and comfort you. And me? Same situation, I only get your don't want to talk about work after work. Carter's eyes began to dodge mine, his held high head gradually lowering. Oh, right, and the period. I know you always record my period, though the intention isn't concern for my body. Did you not know it was the first day of my period when you splashed me? What guy splashes cold water hard on a girlfriend on her period? Even as a game punishment, I hope to feel your preference for me. Maybe to you, breaking up over a cup of water is too melodramatic. Yes, over a small thing, we wouldn't reach this step. But it's these painless little things, like ants, gnawing at my heart for years. When discovered, my heart was already an empty shell with no flesh left, shattering at a touch. Finally, I heard that belated apology. When I returned to the private room alone, the dinner had ended long ago. But Caleb was actually still there. Seeing me return, he closed his laptop. Didn't see your car in the parking lot. Need a ride? Only then did I realize it was raining outside. I shook my head, refusing his kindness. No thanks, Brother Caleb. I want to be alone. That's fine, too. A black long-handled umbrella was stuffed into my hand. Harper, see you tomorrow. On the way home, I received a call from Mom. After talking about my successful promotion and reporting to headquarters next week, she asked habitually, "How are you and little Dwan recently?" Carter sent lots of things to my home during holidays. My parents actually favored this campus first love, treating Carter almost like a son, even urging marriage this new year. I hesitated for a long time before mustering the courage. Mom, Carter and I broke up. I wasn't young anymore. Thought Mom would scold me for messing around, accusing me of being childish about major life events. But she didn't even ask the reason. Oh, broke up, then broke up. Since little Dwan made you uncomfortable in the relationship, you should end it. Dad shouted in the living room. Did that brat Carter bully my daughter? Tell Dad will fly over tomorrow to fix him. I sniffled. How could that be? Your daughter isn't that easy to bully. But you guys, didn't you like Carter? Always saying you wanted him as son-in-law? They chimed in. That was then. This is now. Now my daughter doesn't like him. Mom doesn't like him. Dad, too. Ching ching, Mom and Dad just want to see you happy, not really urging you. Don't find someone randomly just to satisfy us. What are you saying? My daughter is so excellent. Worry about not meeting someone who likes and cherishes her? I laughed through tears. What if I really don't meet one? Hey, big deal, then don't look. Exactly. You are Mom and Dad's pearl in the palm. Can't we afford to raise our precious daughter? From the thought of breaking up with Carter, I hadn't shed a tear. But at this moment, in my parents' infinite, inclusive love, I couldn't hold it anymore. Squatting under the umbrella, crying out loud. The next day, I came to Caleb's home with a backpack. Because it was a new house, there wasn't much furniture, presenting the same cool tone as him. A pair of brand new slippers were in the entryway. Just changed. Saw Caleb walking out of the kitchen in an apron. Hair not gelled, bangs hanging fluffy on his forehead, looking no different from a fresh college boy in dramas. Distracted by beauty for 2 seconds, I took out my laptop, patting my chest. Brother Caleb, just say the word. Slave or horse, I can do any work. He paused, laughing. So that's my image in your eyes? He then explained the purpose of inviting me today. I was surprised. Teach you to cook? Speaking of which, I knew Caleb because he accidentally ate the boxed meal I made for Scarlett. Freshman year, Scarlett was dumped. Criticized for being fat by her ex, she started learning evil diet methods online, drinking colorful liquids as meals. Worried about her health, I made fat loss meals for her in the dorm, not knowing Scarlett had developed an eating disorder. Embarrassed to tell me, yet not wanting to waste my effort, she passed all the meals to her brother. Later, I discovered by accident. So angry I called and scolded Caleb, being family yet not caring about his sister at all. Also angry at myself, being a close friend yet not noticing her psychological problem. Later, I took Scarlett running, to the gym, to face the healthy female body full of power and muscle. Gradually, she learned to accept herself and cured the eating disorder. Caleb clearly fell into the same memory. During those years abroad, I missed your boxed meals very much for a while. Tried to replicate several times, bought ingredients, but couldn't make that taste from memory. I scratched my head, but I just followed online tutorials, shouldn't be hard. He didn't think so. Consider it my obsession. That year, I just graduated. The friend starting a business with me unfortunately got cancer. Our project was hard to support alone. Seeing effort about to burn to ashes, I wasn't resigned, wishing to be a machine running 24 hours, eating just a casual bite. If not for the meals Scarlett put at my door daily, telling me her roommate put heart into making them, ordering me to finish every bite, my body might have collapsed then. Growing up, maybe my life was too smooth, making me arrogant, unable to accept failure. Who knew after eating one day, sun warm on me, I suddenly let go? Seemed failure wasn't a big deal. Maybe to you it was just an ordinary meal, but it witnessed the turning point of my life. Because I always heard your name from Scarlett. I wanted to see you later. He stopped. Later did see, after all we added WeChat. I was puzzled. Since you wanted to replicate the taste so much, why not ask me directly? Didn't contact because you had a boyfriend then. He looked at me steadily, saying after a long time, and I was afraid of having a guilty conscience. Caleb's words shook my mind. Suddenly remembered years ago, Scarlett drunk telling me, "Harp, tell you a secret, my brother, likes you." But I told him you had a boyfriend. Didn't expect my genius brother to finally taste the bitterness of love. He's in for it in the future, ha ha ha. I didn't take it seriously then. Scarlett talking nonsense wasn't a day or two. But now, my cheeks burned. The not quite suppressed emotions in his eyes when we made eye contact didn't seem like an illusion. I probed. Maybe. Maybe. Do you like me a little? He rubbed his forehead, smiling bitterly. Is it that unobvious? I froze. Huh? After all, liking you, I never intended to hide. I've been at headquarters for over a week. Recalling that day still feels like a dream. How did Caleb manage to ask me how many grams of soy sauce to add nonchalantly after confessing? Anyway, my brain had completely crashed. These days, after thinking left and right, I unblocked Carter. Seeing me contact him, Carter was overjoyed, meeting me at a coffee shop. He spoke intermittently, saying whatever came to mind. I only found out last week sorting the closet you sewed a heart on the sleeve of my staff t-shirt. I didn't even know when. Went to the breakfast shop downstairs the day before yesterday. Boss saw me alone, asked if I wanted to pack soup dumplings for the girl who always eats with me. Recently, I always listen to our voice messages from these years to fall asleep. One day, the phone got water damage. After fixing, messages were gone. I realized how inseparable I am from you. Harper, I was too selfish before. Didn't consider your feelings enough. Luckily, you're willing to give me another chance. I will definitely... I interrupted him. Carter, I agreed to meet, not to get back together. I thought about it. We were together 7 years. Shouldn't end so hastily. Since we loved, let's end it well. Long silence. Carter pretended calm. As long as you ask, I'll change whatever you don't like. But the choking voice, trembling hands betrayed him. Harper, can't you consider again? Really no chance at all? I sighed, shaking my head. But I don't love you anymore. The last bit of hope in Carter's eyes extinguished completely. I said nothing more. because I knew this was the best outcome for us. On a business trip later, I learned Melanie didn't pass probation. She had joined another internet company. At a dinner, softly pouring wine for the man beside her. The man held her hand drunkenly. She just lowered her head, smiling shyly. But I turned and bumped into her in the restroom, rolling her eyes coldly, scrubbing her hand red under cold water. We nodded, greeting, but I couldn't help asking, "Why do this?" That senior son looked over 30. Even if unmarried, likely had a girlfriend. She wiped her hands, saying lightly, "Don't need you to judge me. I know what I'm doing." Mom's health is bad. Dad had a stroke last year, bedridden. I just want a job. Is that wrong? Sneering. I just expressed this wish slightly. Those men pounce like wild dogs smelling meat. I sensed Melanie using opposite sex as resources back when she sent files to Carter. In that late-night call to Carter, perhaps because I didn't scold her immediately. After explaining, she suddenly said, inexplicably, "You should have something else to ask me, right?" Probably woman's intuition, I asked. Was the table Carter sat at all men? Before leaving, I told Melanie, "I saw your resume. Your undergraduate grades were decent. Focusing on improving workability might not be worse than this shortcut." She laughed while fixing lipstick. "You said might. I don't have capital to gamble." "I know you meant well, so I advise you too. Men just use their utility value, give emotional value when happy, take back when not. They'll revolve around you because you're elusive, having inexplicable desire to conquer and explore. Like Carter, the day I knew probation failed, I deleted him. Guess what? He contacted relentlessly, had to block him completely. Knowing his type, next step is selling misery to beg you back. What I want to say is, never pity him, never forgive him." These 6 months, my career developed steadily, occasionally gathering with Fang Fang, Sister Yun. Learned Carter resigned, unknown where. Naturally didn't care. Noticed Gavin doesn't like overtime recently. Definitely something, likely dating. Right. Xiao Wang said one day he saw Gavin giggling at his phone, scaring the kid into hitting the glass door. Mild concussion. Counts as work injury, right? I couldn't help laughing, apologizing to Xiao Wang in my heart. Yes, Caleb and I are together. One weekend last month, fire in the building next door. Just pulled an all-nighter, I slept with earplugs. Woke up smelling smoke, opened the door to meet firefighters prying the lock and the landlord. Phone had dozens of missed calls. Caleb, usually so meticulous, arrived with messy hair, shirt missing a button. He hugged me tight. "Good you're safe, good you're safe." Cheek against heaving chest, heartbeat rapid like drums. Learned from landlord Caleb's love seeped into my life silently long ago. My apartment was his daughter's before going abroad. Daughter had serious illness, needed money urgently. Landlord wanted to sell cheap. Caleb paid medical fees with 2 conditions. 1, rent to a girl named Harper Lewis at specified price. 2, take care of her like a daughter. No wonder landlord sent fruits often, called 119 and Caleb immediately during fire. I teased Caleb, "Why hide this? Afraid I'd be too touched and give myself to you?" "Because doing these, I just wanted to." He smiled, tucking hair behind my ear. "Even knowing now, still don't need to give yourself." "Harper, love needs no return." Scarlett held my hands devoutly last tea time. "My good Harp, future sister-in-law, please accept my brother. Heartless enough to see him die single?" Thinking about it. Seemed, really couldn't bear it. Reason for heartbeat might be this moment. Or earlier, when Caleb didn't hide appreciation and liking. When he silently handed me that black umbrella. I grabbed Caleb's collar, pulling him level. "Caleb, your heartbeat was fast just now." "So I want to experiment. See if it can go faster." Pecking his lips lightly, the man froze. Next second, waist held tight by a large palm. In the urgent, deep kiss, suppressed for years, the heartbeat truly deafening.